Today, we're going to talk about a simple yet really powerful way to get your focus back in a world that seems designed to steal it. You ever have one of those days, you sit down to get something done, and the next thing you know, hours are just gone? You've been scrolling, clicking, sure, but productive? Not so much. It's that feeling we all know, right? That feeling that your attention, your most valuable asset, is just slipping away. And that's the real enemy right there. It's not about not having enough time, it's about not having enough deep focus. It's a battle we're all fighting. So what if I told you the solution isn't some fancy new app or a 100-page book, but something way, way simpler? Yeah, what if the solution was shaped like a tomato? Sounds kind of weird, I know, but let's dive into the story behind one of the most famous focus hacks out there. Yep, Pomodoro. It's literally the Italian word for tomato. And that name kind of tells you everything you need to know about how simple this is. This idea didn't come from some high-tech research lab. It was born in a kitchen. So, picture this. It's the late 1980s. A university student, Francesco Cirillo, is just struggling. He can't focus. Sound familiar? In a moment of frustration, he makes a bet with himself. Can I just focus for 10 minutes? He grabs the nearest timer he can find, which just happened to be a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. And, believe it or not, from that one little moment, a massive global productivity movement was born. Okay, so how does this thing actually work? Well, the real magic of the Pomodoro Technique is just how simple it is. It's basically a cycle made up of 6 super easy-to-follow steps. All right, step 1, choose your task. And I mean one task, not your whole to-do list, just one. This is so important because it just slices right through that feeling of being overwhelmed. Step 2, set a timer for 25 minutes. And you make a little promise to yourself. For these 25 minutes, this task is the only thing that exists. Then, step 3, you just work. No interruptions. You go all in on that one thing until you hear that timer ring. But what happens when your brain does what it does best and throws a random thought at you? You know, like, oh shoot, I forgot to email that person back. Instead of jumping on it, you just quickly jot it down on a piece of paper and boom, right back to the task. You're basically telling your brain, I see you, I'll deal with you later. Okay, the timer rings, you stop. Seriously, stop, even if you're mid-sentence. Then you grab a pen and put a big, satisfying check mark on a piece of paper. It sounds small, but that little action gives your brain a nice little dopamine hit. It feels good. Next, you take a 5-minute break. After you do 4 of these focus sessions, these Pomodoros, you get to take a longer break, like 20 or 30 minutes. You've earned it. And that 5-minute break, it's short, yeah, but it is not optional. It's the key. 5 minutes seems to be the magic number. Just enough time to hit the reset button without completely losing your flow. Now, what you do on that break is absolutely crucial. The whole point is to disconnect from your work. Why? Because it stops your brain from getting fried. This is not the time to check your email or scroll Instagram. No way. You got to get up, walk around, maybe grab a coffee, stare out a window, anything to give your brain a real, actual break from what you were just doing. So you can see the rhythm here, right? It's like a series of sprints. You work hard, then you rest. 4 of these sprints, these 25-minute Pomodoros with their little breaks, and then you get the big prize. A nice, long 20 to 30-minute break to really, truly reset. All right, so once you get the hang of that basic rhythm, you can start layering in some next-level strategies to make this whole thing even more powerful. So you're doing the Pomodoros, you're taking the breaks. Great. But how do you go from just doing it to really mastering it? Let's get into a few pro tips. Okay, tip number 1, start estimating. Before you dive into a big task, just take a guess. How many Pomodoros do you think this is going to take? It's not about being right. It's about breaking down huge, scary projects into smaller, bite-sized chunks. Tip 2, kill your distractions before they kill your focus. Turn off your phone notifications. Close those extra tabs. You have to build your little focus bubble before you start the timer. And what's cool is, the more you practice estimating, the better you'll get at it. You'll start to get a real sense of how long things actually take. A great little hack here is to use the first minute of your Pomodoro to plan and the last minute to review. Just a quick, how'd that go? What could I do better next time? Every session becomes a mini lesson in how you work. All right, here's a big one. Start scheduling your Pomodoros. Don't just do them whenever you feel like it. Literally block out time in your calendar for them. You're basically booking a meeting with your most important work. So, your day could look something like this. See? You're not just putting work on report in your calendar. You're scheduling the focus itself. And just as importantly, you're scheduling your breaks. This is huge because it protects your work time, but it also protects your downtime, which is the key to avoiding burnout.
And last but not least, you've got to know your why. Why are you even doing this? Is it to finish your work faster, to actually remember what you studied for that exam? Or is it just to feel less stressed out by a giant to-do list? When you know the goal, every single one of those 25-minute blocks has a real purpose.
Okay, so we've covered the whole story, the simple steps, and even some pro tips to take it to the next level. But really, it all boils down to just one thing. And if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The Pomodoro Technique looks like it's about managing your time, but it's not. It's actually about managing your focus. And in today's world, your focus is pretty much the most valuable thing you have. So that leaves us with just one question. You know how it works, you know why it works. All you need is a timer and 25 minutes. So, when's your first Pomodoro gonna be?